Hi everyone, Materim here again with another Golden Age Heroclix match at 500 points. Has my Capwolf team facing off against Michael's Hammer Industries team, and we are using the Days of Future Past Ruined X-Mansion map for this game. So here is Michael's team, and we are going to actually let him explain his team and the idea for his strategy here.
Justin Hammer, Shield Recruit, Ironmonger 2.0, Shield Cyborg, Rescue, Hydro Recruit, and Ironmonger, or Iron Man himself.
Okay, so what are you thinking tactics-wise?
I'm going to try and shoot you a whole bunch.
Okay, awesome. Now we'll go to my army. Okay, so I've got Capwolf, Wasp for easy transport, Standard Werewolf, Dr. Druid, Werewolf by Night, Blink, and Wolverine. Basic tactics here, lots of Blades, Claws, Fangs to get across the defenses, several telekinesers or the Wasp for transport, so the idea is just kind of move everybody quick and overpower one at a time and see where it goes.
Rude.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. At the end of the last video, I was actually requested by several of the viewers to try and explain a few more of the rules-oriented things as we go along. So I'm just going to try and do that. Just be aware of it. I tried to take better notes this time as well, and we'll see if that doesn't help. So this is the first turn of the game. Michael actually got first turn. And this is basically him advancing. As you can see, he has plenty of movement, moved up as well as he can. Now in Heroclix, even your normal movements cost actions, so you'll notice his dice that are behind each of the figures show which ones have taken actions. If they take an action in 2 consecutive turns, they will take a single push of damage that they cannot avoid unless they have either the power willpower or the indomitable trait on their dials. So what Michael's doing here is basically using his flyers to pick up and carry the non-flyers so that he can cover a lot of the board space. So on my turn, I do the same thing. I advance. I have Wasp carry Capwolf there, and everybody else I have move up. Now I noticed that Michael is going for this side entrance to the building here, so I put Wolverine over there to hopefully go and cause some problems. Unfortunately, I put Wolverine in hindering terrain, which means next turn his movement is halved. So this is not great positioning for me, but I'm just going to have to kind of deal with it. So we go to next turn with the Hammer Industries team. As you can see, the guys who didn't fly last turn have moved ahead. Basically, he's not overextending himself. He doesn't want to get caught with a bunch of my Blades, Claws, Fangs guys coming out to just rip him up, because those guys actually do a d6 clicks of damage each. So he's being patient. He is also having his Shield Cyborg pick up a heavy object to beat me with later. But then I decide to go ahead and get up in his face. I have Capwolf on the right there charge his Shield Recruit, as well as the Werewolf by Night charge the Shield Recruit. Cap ended up failing his Blades, Claws, Fangs bad, and only did 1 damage, but luckily Werewolf by Night ended up doing some good damage and killed the Shield Recruit. Now, the other downside is he has Ironmonger 2.0, which means if I kill any of his figures in close combat, that figure basically explodes and does a click of damage, and in doing so, Capwolf took a single point of damage there. Then back here you see I chose not to make any other actions with the rest of my crew, which is called clearing them. If you don't take an action, any action counters that are on your figures get to be taken away, so on next turn you may act freely. So that's what I did there. So we go to Michael's turn, and he starts it out by throwing the heavy object at Werewolf by Night. He succeeds to hit with the Cyborg's attack and inflicts 3 clicks of damage on Werewolf by Night. And then Rescue, the character behind the Cyborg, uses her Incapacitate power against Capwolf, which means that he hit with it, so it means that Capwolf takes another action token, And being his second action token on him, Capwolf also takes a point of damage that he can't avoid. So now not only did I take some damage, but now I'm not going to be able to act next turn. So then Iron Man uses his Perplex power on himself to increase his damage to 5 clicks, and uses the Running Shot power, which lets him move up to half of his movement, and then make ranged combat attacks. He did this, and he is allowed to choose 2 targets, and chooses Wasp and Werewolf by Night. He chooses to inflict, he does hit with both, inflicts 2 clicks on Werewolf by Night, which knocks him out, and 3 clicks on Wasp, which, while it doesn't get rid of her, it does make her basically useless for anything other than transportation. And then Ironmonger, who you can see on the very edge, leftmost edge of this picture, performs another running shot and gets behind Capwolf, also hits him, and inflicts 4 more clicks of damage on Capwolf. Michael is just doing really, really well here. He's hitting every number he needs to hit, and is just absolutely punishing me for sticking my head out the back door here. Okay, so you see here, Wasp actually picks up Dr. Druid and moves him into the doorway, giving me line of sight on the fight that's going on. And then Dr. Druid uses his telekinesis power to pick up my normal werewolf and throw him at Iron Man. And then the werewolf, who is mighty and powerful, hits Iron Man, inflicts a maximum 6 damage on his d6 for his claws, and also scores knockback, which occurs if your attack roll is doubles. Tony has the invulnerable power, which reduces that by 2, so I still inflict 4 clicks of damage on Iron Man and push him back 4 squares away from me. So that was probably the best thing that's happened to me all game. Okay, then in this picture, I basically make up for Wolverine's crappy decision to be in hindering terrain. He moves right next to Blink, who then uses her ability to telekinesis him out the door. I'm hoping to get him over on Ironmonger, but I'm just, right now at this point, I'm just scrabbling to make up for very bad decisions early on in the game. So we go into Michael's turn, and he starts off by having Ironmonger running shot Capwolf again, inflicts another 5 clicks of damage, and blows him to Kingdom Come. You'll notice the 2 on the dice next to Ironmonger. He has taken 2 actions and would normally push, but he is one of the figures on Michael's team that has the Indomitable trait, so he is not going to take any damage from that multi-actioning. And then the last thing that Michael really does on this turn is he brings his Hydra recruit around to block up the werewolf, which is good because now it just means I've got to do just a bunch of damage on these moot characters before I'm going to be able to free myself to get after anything worth any points. So it's my turn. Other than clearing my team, the only other action I took was that werewolf attacked the Hydra recruit and managed to inflict 2 clicks, and that was it. So then it is Michael's turn, and Iron Man, who got knocked into his close combat effective clicks, uses his charge power, which, just like Running Shot, lets him move up to half his movement range, but then he gets to make a close combat attack. And he runs right up on the werewolf and beats him to death. And then following that, Rescue uses the support power, which is a healing power, on Iron Man, succeeds her roll to do so, and heals him for 3 clicks, which brings him all the way back up to full. So it's like I've done no damage to Iron Man at all. So then it's my turn. I have Wolverine charge Iron Man. I do get the hit, but then I botch the Blades Claws Fangs roll again, and this Wolverine does not actually have Blades Claws Fangs. He just has a normal damage of 3, which with Iron Man's Impervious means I only inflicted 1 click of damage on him. Then I have Dr. Druid shoot at the Hydra recruit, which I succeed in inflicting 3 clicks of damage and taking him out of the fight. And then Blink uses her phasing and teleport power, which lets her ignore all terrain, including walls and stuff, and she teleports outside and base to base with Rescue. Reason I did that, even though Rescue's not really a big threat, is that she can't use her healing power if she is adjacent to somebody that's an enemy, or if the person she's using it on is adjacent. So I really wanted to get in there, lock her down so she wouldn't be just making any attacks I do completely meaningless. Then at the end of the turn, I make what is probably another mistake, but I want to tie Tony down, or Iron Man down as well. So I have Wasp pick up Dr. Druid and bring him right there adjacent to Iron Man. So we go to Michael's turn. He has Ironmonger come back around and perform another running shot on Wolverine. He does hit and manages to inflict 3 more clicks of damage. And then the Shield Cyborg punches Wolverine in the head for 2 more clicks of damage, which does actually reveal the clicks that Wolverine has Blades, Claws, Fangs. Unfortunately, Iron Man has Outwit, which is a power that allows you to counter a power in existence and essentially turn it off for a turn. So as soon as Blades, Claws, Fangs shows up, Iron Man outwits it. So then we go to my turn. Top of my turn, Wolverine has a trait that basically if he takes damage during your opponent's turn, he automatically heals a click. So I do that. That reveals my regeneration click, which is a power that lets me heal myself. It's not quite as good as the support power, which is the healing when rescue has, but I decide to go ahead and use it and manage to clear 2 more, or heal 2 more clicks from Wolverine. So then after I clear everybody else, it's Michael's turn. He has Justin Hammer, the fellow on the left here, move to line of sight on Wolverine. He then outwits Wolverine's combat reflexes, which is a defensive power that makes Wolverine harder to hit by 2 points, which then allows Iron Man to punch Wolverine in the head, inflicting 4 points of damage and killing Wolverine. Then Justin Hammer uses his alternate team ability to use Perplex, which is a power that can increase a combat stat by +1, except for damage. So he increases Ironmonger's to hit by +1, and Ironmonger then attacks Wasp and inflicts 4 points of damage on her and kills her. Then in the back, Rescue tries to use her Force Blast power on Blink, which would force Blink away a d6 squares, but Michael, for the first time all game, misses an attack roll and the attack does nothing. Then it's my turn. Dr. Druid decides to try and hit Iron Man, and I miss the attack roll. I think I needed a 6 and still rolled like garbage. And then up at the fight at the top here, Blink manages to hit Rescue and inflicts 1 point of damage. Then we go to Michael's turn, and all he really does here is move the Shield Cyborg into base combat with Blink so that he can try and knock her out. He then chooses to clear the rest of his team, so he doesn't have to worry about pushing. So probably a smart move there. So on my turn, I take a second action with Dr. Druid to attack Iron Man. I do hit him, so Iron Man takes a click, but I also take a click of damage because I pushed to do so. And then at the top, I chose to clear Blink rather than have her take a push damage. Then on Michael's turn, the Shield Cyborg hits Blink and inflicts 2 points of damage. He did take a second action point for that, action token for that, but the Shield Cyborg is indomitable and so does not take damage from that. So then on his turn, both Iron Man and Ironmonger attack Dr. Druid. Between the two of them, they inflict 6 clicks of damage on Dr. Druid, but his team ability, the Mystic's ability, also inflicts 1 click back on each of the people that hits him. So both Iron Man and Ironmonger take another click. And then at this point, Team Capwolf surrenders. I got beat bad, and all that's left is Blink, so I decided to throw in the towel. I'd like to end this video a little differently. In addition to thanking you all for watching and asking for any questions or comments you might have to be put in the comments section, I also got a little minute or so of Michael's thoughts right after his victory and wanted to share that with you guys. So thanks for watching. That's what we'll leave off on, and we'll see you guys next time.
All right, Michael. We are here at the end of your first official victory against me.
Woo!
How do you feel the game went?
Well, Tony and his a-hole buddies, they did a fantastic job working together, and perplexing everything and outwitting everything. I got super lucky because I think I missed one attack the entire game.
Which is way different than how you normally do.
Yeah.
Huh?
And in fact, I think the one attack I missed was with Rescue, who doesn't do damage.
Oh.
I think it was a pushback. I was like, well, alright, whatever.
Well, you did great. I definitely think I've seen the weakness here of relying on super senses as your only defense, because if those numbers don't roll up, you get beat to death by robots. So.
Yep. Very quickly.
Mm-hmm. So, awesome. Is there anything you think you would have done differently?
Not really. I think because I used my small little shield recruit and hydra recruit as decoys up front to be like, here, kill these people first, and keeping Ironmonger in the back to just let people explode is, I mean, he's a solid dude.
Yep, absolutely. Well, awesome. Congratulations on your first victory, and hopefully some more will be coming down the pipe for you.